And we are live on the Middle Show. Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks, coming to you live from the beautiful Union League National Golf Club down here in Cape May Courthouse, South Jersey. Barrett Brooks at the Creative Financial Group golf outing. And what a day do we have here for it, Barrett. And it's game day, and the GOAT is in town, and the champs are here.
The champs are definitely here. They're coming into a hostile city in Philadelphia. I'm hoping they do something to the Rocky statue to get us even pissed off more.
I don't know that would work anymore. I think we'd just rather get rid of that Rocky statue. I think most Eagle fans are sick of the Rocky theme music at the link, and you can take the statue too. Just send it to like Hollywood or something.
We need more wins right now, right?
Yeah, right.
That's what we need, man.
But if we need Rocky, we're in trouble. All right.
All the semantics gone. Let's just go out there and play ball, man. Which is really what I wanted to talk about in the first place, man. We just got to play some solid football. The chances of us winning right now, I mean, they say in a given Sunday, but just being realistic, man, that's a finely oiled machine on the offensive side of the ball.
Tampa.
In Tampa.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What you thought I was talking
about? I was thinking, like, Barrett, I know you watched last week's game, because the offense was non-existent until the fourth quarter when Jalen Hurts made a couple of plays, to his credit, to help him get across the line. Were it not for that blocked punt, they probably wouldn't.
Right, you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he won Player of the Week for the team, man.
TJ
Edwards.
TJ Edwards, yes.
So he was player of the game, man, because, I mean, he turned it, man. And I broke that play down, and how they did it, man. He saw a kink in their armor. He saw that they were turning their hips, turning their shoulders, and they couldn't reroute back for a stunt that he had. He was lined up over in the gap. Well, we call it the A gap between the center and the guard. Even though it's punt team, it's still a center and the guard. Well, he directed what came back, and the personal protector went and blocked on the opposite side also. So he couldn't get to him. So he actually blocked it with his forearm.
Right.
What I mean? With his forearm, But, I mean, it's got to be a game in which we play a perfect game. And I'm on the mindset right now that I need for them to get better.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. I don't need them. I'm not even going to say go out there and run the rock, because –
they're not going to.
Right, exactly. and nor should they. Vita V is a monster inside there. And Ndamukong Suh is a monster inside of there. Running against them would just be like bumping your head against the wall. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to do it. Take advantage of what you have there, and that's an inefficient defensive back-led group by Richard Sherman. So, hey, at the end of the day, let them guys go out there and make a play.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the back cover of the Daily News that I picked up on my way down here today, Barrett, and it says miles less traveled with a picture of Miles Sanders actually receiving a pass.
Yeah,
so it's kind of appropriate. Like, we don't run the running back anymore. And inside, Jeff McClain has a very detailed piece in here where he breaks down, exactly how much they are not running compared to years past.
Right.
And especially in the first half of games, it's half of what it was.
Even half of what Andy Reid did?
No, we didn't go back that far. It was Doug Peterson and then Nick Sirianni.
Well, even still, man.
Yeah.
Even still, I was already starting to get, pissed off at Doug, halfway through his tenure here from not running the rock, and now they're running even less than that.
That's how he starts it out here. And some Eagles fans thought Doug Peterson didn't like to run the ball. That's the first line of the piece.
He fooled me then. Nick Sirianni, he fooled me because, the offense that he ran with the Colts.
Right.
Nyheim Hines, all those guys, they ran the rock consistently, knowing that that's how they could get Rivers to, push the ball down the field by running the ball, setting up the pass. But, I mean, I guess they're going to, I would like for them to go the opposite way. Maybe those pass to set up the run. But I don't see it happening.
No,
man.
I don't either. For some reason, I have a funny feeling that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are actually calling the plays.
Well, it's not even a funny feeling. I mean, I would say it was gas, but it's nothing but them not running it, period.
Right.
You're not going to do it. We're not going to, we're not even going to talk about doing it. They don't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Even when we cry, yell, and scream about it, they still don't talk about it.
No. It's just not part of it. I'm going to get tired of talking about it. I think I am. Let's just put it to bed today, because I showed you guys, you and Eytan yesterday. Eytan's going to join us here in a bit. We think over the telephone, but nobody really runs on Tampa Bay, or they haven't done it yet this year. They've only had 79 running plays against their defense through 5 games.
And that's a lot of the reason why they get caught behind so much. You know, teams that play at Brady, they're so efficient on offense that, you know, before they know it, they're up 14 on somebody. Now you have to pass the ball to get back in the game.
Right.
Even a team that runs the rock consistently, like the New England Patriots, they had -1 yard?
They had -1 yard in their game against Tampa, yes.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. With a rookie quarterback.
And that's all they do is run the rock.
Right.
You know what I mean? For them to only have -1 yard?
Yeah, so you know that the Eagles aren't going to do it. I mean, if Hoodie, they're either going to do what they've done in the past because it's what they do, or now they'll have an extra reason to say, hey, well, Belichick did it. So...
Well, since Belichick did it, you know, we have to do it.
Right.
And, you know, we saw what happened against, you know, the Chiefs, where they didn't have a defense in which they could stop the pass.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? We pass the ball every single down. So I can definitely see that happening this game. I won't be bad this time because I've prepared myself and I've set myself up to understand that, yes, they're not going to pass the ball. I mean, they're not going to run the ball because they're going to pass the ball, because that's where the weakness lies in that Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, then they've got a lot of injuries in their defensive backfield. You know, Richard Sherman is a shell of what he once was, and we're getting a lot of credit here on the stream for our green screen. This is not a green screen, folks. This is actually real. That's a real golf course.
I can go fishing right now.
You can go fishing right now. Do you have your pole in your truck?
Keep it with me.
You'll keep it with you all the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't keep the clubs, but I do keep the fishing rod all the time, man.
No, this place is beautiful, man.
Look, you got a stork over there, man. You know, it's fake though, but still, you know, it looks good.
Don't you have one of those in your yard? Your front yard?
I almost, you know, wanted to piss everybody off in my neighborhood and put some what are those pink flamingos. Put flamingos in my front yard.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're already pissed off because they see the Mercedes in the front. So you know, they're still pissed off. Mercedes and a boat. So they're fit to be tied right now.
All right, let me ask you here: if you had to put 2 or 3 things down that the Eagles are going to have to do tonight to have a chance to win this football game, give me 2 or 3.
2 or 3. All right, number 1, this team has to get better. Now, I don't mind them not winning because I want them to win, but I don't mind them not. They're going against a very, very good team, a very good offensive team. But I want them to get better as a team. I want to make sure that they cross their T's and dot their I's. If they have an opportunity, take advantage of the opportunity. Then I don't want them to beat themselves. All these penalties have to stop. We have to stop that. And then, you know, thirdly, I want them to go in with a sound game plan and execute their game plan. They just might not have enough firepower to stop this you know, Bucs team, or, you know, stop the Bucs team or even score on the Bucs team. But at this point, I need to see them getting better. I need to see Nick Sirianni turning the corner and becoming a head coach in this league, you know, acting like a head coach in the league, calling calls and plays like he's a head coach in this league, because I saw it a little bit last week. I want to see if it gets better.
Well, I was on Birds 365 the other morning, and Jody Mack asked me, like, what my expectations were prior to the season.
Right.
And I said they were about a 6 to 7 win team, I thought. Now I'm kind of maybe having doubts that they even get to 6. But we'll see. But I said I looked at the year as a look-see. In other words, well, it was a year to find out a lot of things. Whether we have a quarterback, a franchise-type quarterback in Jalen Hurts, or, you know, and also, is Nick Sirianni a legitimate NFL head coach?
Wow.
And I said, here we are 5 weeks in. I am nowhere closer to knowing the answers to either of those, and that's what scares me. Through 5 weeks, I don't think I've learned anything.
No, what we have learned is they're going to the only thing I've learned from Nick Sirianni is that he's going to pass the ball.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I know from Nick Sirianni. Other than that, I really don't know. I'm in the dark. You know, defensively, I saw signs last week, but I still don't know what defense we're going to run. We're going to be successful at. Is he going to be an extra aggressive type of defense? No, I don't see that. But, I mean, I see that he has players in which he can put in better situations, and when they put him in those situations, they played well. So I need to see what this team really is. Usually after the 4th game, a team defines who they are.
Right. The identity starts to take shape. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're still an unmolded piece of clay right now. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Unmolded piece of clay. And until I start seeing something, besides, well, you could say that they're an undisciplined team because they still lead the league in penalties.
Yeah, well, that's true. 44 for 281 yards, I believe.
That's a travesty, understanding that you're too young right now and too inexperienced to go forward and not be a disciplined team. You have to be a more disciplined team in order for your guys to get better. How are your young guys going to get better if you're not doing things the right way? And definitely penalties is not what you need to do.
No question about it. And, like, how would you describe the offense? Like, what is the offense?
Very bland. And I keep saying it's a bland offense because we don't move around. We don't motion a lot. Mm-hmm. Where they start is where they're going to, basically end up when this ball is snapped. I don't see a lot of misdirection and, guys running routes that, I've seen before. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of the route trees that these guys are running. The formations are so basic that, any defensive coordinator in the league can stop our defense simply by just playing it head up.
Okay.
Playing them head up.
So why do you think that is? Like, you're basically describing what I was describing as dumbed down.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it is.
I'm like, why do you think that is? Do they not think that Jalen Hurts can handle a more sophisticated playbook at this point?
Or is that what Nick Sirianni is?
Right. Is this sophistication for Nick Sirianni? I don't know.
Maybe that's his learning curve right now.
Yeah.
This is his first time really calling plays. He hadn't really called plays when he was with Kansas City or when he was with Indianapolis. That was others. The head coaches call plays.
Yeah, when he was with Kansas City, it was Todd Haley's team way back when. Then he went to San Diego for a while.
Yep.
And then Indianapolis, and he didn't really even call the plays in Indianapolis.
Absolutely. And even defensive coordinator Gannon.
Right.
He never called the defense on his own. He was in charge of the DBs, he was in charge of safeties and cornerbacks. Things might be going too fast for him. Maybe this game needs to slow down, not just for the players, these young players, but maybe needs to slow down for these coaches also.
That's scary.
Well, maybe they're going to take their bumps and bruises this year. And
I'm older than everybody on the staff. Right. Do you realize that?
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Are you too?
Yeah. Well,
my God.
with the exception of the offensive line coach,
Stoutland. How old is he? Is he older than me?
Yeah, he's
he
older
is.
than you. Yeah, he's the only guy older.
Well, he's the only guy that could coach.
Right. And they don't use him because he's the run game coordinator.
Right, well, true, yeah, but he is at least getting some credit for developing and putting together this impromptu makeshift offensive line, and they've done a decent job.
I cannot be mad at him. In fact, I keep telling people Dillard is playing at a high level. Yeah. Dillard is really playing above what I thought he was going to play.
I secretly think you're his agent because nobody has been trumpeting Andre Dillard as much as you have the last 2 weeks, saying he's the most tradable commodity maybe in the NFL.
Well, reason why I say that because I was the first one to nail him to the coffin when he wasn't playing well.
Oh, you were. You were pretty critical of him.
I was very critical on him. But, same thing. I got to be the same way if I see him doing the right things, So he can't go back and say, Brooksy, when I was out there, you didn't do – but now that I'm playing well, no, I've been singing your praises.
Right.
So he can't say that I'm not a man of my word. I'm not a guy that, a fair weather fan. I'm letting people know he is playing at a high level. So because of that, he's a very tradable commodity. We just can't trade Ben right now. But, hey.
Right. I don't even want to get started on him.
Not just yet.
Maybe when Eytan calls in, we'll talk a little Ben Simmons. I don't know.
Right.
You had said way back when last year that you thought he needed to go to the Wizard.
Oh, yes.
Andre Dillard.
He did.
Yes.
And evidently he went to the Wizard.
Okay.
Because you can't go from playing the way he was playing. He was playing soft. He was playing, pretty unenthused when he was out there playing. Now he has a sense of purpose. He's out there with a plan. He has a game plan on how he wants to approach the game, and it's working for him. He didn't have that before. Thanks a lot. He didn't have that before. He was more so a guy that, he was just out there. He wasn't looking to become a good player. Mm-hmm. Well, now you could tell he's changed his whole his whole mindset on how he's approaching the game. He's going in with a plan. He understands what he wants to execute, and he's doing that. He's playing with great pad level. His technique is right there.
He's got great feet.
Aggressive. I mean,
he's got great
feet. Great feet and great hand placement, man.
That's what got him drafted in the first round.
Exactly.
His feet, really,
exactly.
right?
You know, so I mean, I guess he's acting like, you know, he's out there on the West Coast, you know. So I mean, I'm really proud of you know, how he's changed his game up.
All right, what kind of a challenge is he going to have tonight from JPP?
Well, this will be the most physical game he's going to have because he's playing against a guy that's long, number one, and physical, number two. You know, JPP plays with an attitude, and he's going to have to match his attitude. He's going to have to match his fierceness at, you know, at the point of attack.
More of a physical player than Hassan Reddick is. Hassan is a speed guy, and then he took advantage of Jordan Mailata last week a couple of times. But like this is going to be Dillard's first real test on power this season?
Because this is a bigger defensive end as opposed to these smaller linebacker defensive end he's playing for the past couple of weeks. You know, these are guys that, you know, get paid to put their hand in the ground. A lot of guys he's played up until this point are linebacker types, you know, that can stand up for the most part, drop back in coverage, or rush the passer. When they do put their hand down, they're just small, quick, trying to get around you. This guy's going to try to run through you. He's going to try to match your techniques and have his own techniques to counter your techniques. This is a veteran guy, you know, who brings a lot to the table as far as been in a situation where he's pass rushed against some of the best tackles in the league, you know. So he brings more of a repertoire against, you know, this young offensive tackle. So I'm anxious to see how he reacts, how he plays. You know, if he messes up, is he going to hang his head? You know, is he going to fight back? What is his going to be? What is demeanor going to be? You know, if he does get beef on a sack or something, you know. These are all things I want to see in a game and in a game type situation and how he adjusts to it afterwards.
Okay, and then of course you got the big man in the middle, Vita Vea, who we all love with the hair flowing out of the helmet, the Polynesian. He's one of Baldy's guys.
Right. Once he gets going in one direction, you're not stopping him from going that way. And you know this might be a pivotal matchup also. You know, Clash of the Titans, because we have a basically a center that's only 285.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have a 315-pound immovable force, you know what I'm saying, a Rock of Gibraltar, going against a guy that, you know, is kind of light. So he's going to have to bring his technique. He's going to have to bring everything, every ounce of what he had. I mean, I hope he puts some weights inside the back of his pants, or, you know, ate a little more at the training table this week, because he's going to have his work, you know, made up for it. You know, Jason's going to have to play very strong at this point.
I have a funny feeling tonight we're going to see a lot of quick one reads and tuck it and goes from the quarterback.
I wouldn't be mad at that, though. I mean, this may be the time that you use this athletic talent. I mean, hopefully they looked at what Buffalo did in their game plan and maybe run him like a running back as opposed to a quarterback.
Ooh.
We'll see.
You think that's okay? Let's just say maybe that can get you through tonight. That is not a viable strategy long term in this league.
Absolutely not. Those guys are bigger, stronger, and fast. That's why, you know, running backs' careers only last really basically 5 to 6 years, you know,
if
being
that.
the top back. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see, you know. But I mean, he's gonna need something to really woo not just his teammates, but also woo this coaching staff and the people upstairs, you know, because he's fighting for not just a quarterback position, but a shot on this roster.
Well, yeah,
you know, come next year.
And that's again another reason why I'm thinking, like, why are they sort of dumbing down the offense?
Let's see what he can do.
Let's see what he can handle.
Right.
Open up the playbook a little bit here, Coach Nick.
Yeah, you know, give me some nod routes. Give me some, you know, some combination routes on the outside, you know, where you trying to take advantage. A stick nod, bro.
Love the stick nod right.
The best play in football.
All right, we're going to take our first time out. We are coming to you live from the Union League National Golf Club for the Creative Financial Group golf outing. What a fabulous day here in South Jersey. It's game day.
Game day,
and
baby.
We'll be back on the middle.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. a personal injury from someone else's negligence, turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Coming to you live from the Union League National Golf Club down here in Cape May Courthouse for the Creative Financial Group golf outing. What a fabulous day. The sun's coming out, Barrett. It looks like a perfect day for you to go fishing and for me to play some golf.
Yeah, we have to do that one day. You know, of course, I got to bring my my fishing rods, but I got to okay it with the course first. You know, I make sure I don't just go out there and go fishing. You know.
Yeah, I think they frown upon that in this society down here, actually. But we're going to go to the phones right now. Actually, let's go to the phones. Yeah. Because we have Eytan Shander from Parts Unknown on the phone line right now. We got to get Eytan's thoughts on how many bets and parlays and player props.
Blast. Looks like you guys are having a blast.
Yeah, Colin Berger on our stream was kind of joking with us, saying that we have a nice green screen up today. Right. Because this, I always change my green screen, and I'll put up golf course backdrops for when I do my Swing It and Ding It podcast and stuff. But this is real. Right. Yeah.
I can't believe it. It does look surreal, though. I will say, it's amazing where the backdrop, when I first saw it, I thought the same thing. But it's just amazing how crisp it looks out there.
All right, what's your big play? What have you already put in on tonight's game? What action you got?
Well, look, I got to give out a bunch of stuff later tonight. So I'm doing the news 2 times over and then props and locks. So I can't give you everything.
No, right? Just give me one.
All right, well, here's and we could talk game inside and total and stuff. I'm just saying some of the juicy stuff. I'll give you 2 that I actually really like and 2 that I've played. I still think that the Jalen, and I have to double check real quick, but I still think the Jalen Reagor receiving yards is just off. And he's had 33 combined receiving yards over the last 2 games off of 6 total targets. He's just not involved in this offense when they need him or not. So, and just to make sure that it hasn't changed, I still think that it's a workable number. At 36.5 it was, and it's at 40.5 right now. Now, it's juiced a little bit to the under. Right, it's ridiculous. That number, I'm going to hit that again.
So you're going under.
I got in earlier. I'm going to hit it again at 40.5. I think as the number, I can't believe this number has gone up. But that number is ridiculously high, and it jumped out to me. Look, Quez Watkins is the same number, but we know that Quez could get that in 1.5 grabs.
Right.
So try to look at numbers that just jump out that don't really add up. And for a guy who has had 7 yards less than his over-under tonight over the last 2 games, I'm going heavy under on that.
Oh, Shan, I'm telling you, Shan, this may be one of the times you might need to go over, simply because they're going to throw the ball regardless. And I think it's going to be quick stuff, and they're going to get the ball in his hands early. I'm telling you right now, man, because they're not going to run the ball. So this might be one of the times where you might have to go counter what you're thinking, man, just because the nature of how they're going to try to run offense tonight.
Well, look, I don't have a problem going over other guys. I just have a problem going over with Rager. Like Devontae Smith is – because I'm with you. Like, you would want to – and that's the thing, Barrett, is this defense is basically screaming at you, throw the football. They've gotten worse over the last couple of weeks. It's just bad. Levante David helps up front big time. But, if there's any crack at all that you can hit on that run defense and even soften them up, that they can throw. But I'm with you. Like, quick stuff, short stuff, to me, that's a game for the running backs. Like, I think Gainwell and Sanders, I'm looking at them, they're both at 25.5. I wouldn't have a problem going over either one of those. Now, that's receiving yards, not rushing yards.
You're right. You're right about that.
And like Quez has this big play capability, 40.5. That's certainly workable. Although that's a risk, right? And you're better off just looking at what his longest reception is and playing that. And look, Zach Ertz, man, Dallas Goedert is out, right? So Zach Ertz is sitting at 40.5 receiving yards. I think that you're probably, like, if you could get him, see what he is for receptions, it's probably going to be high. All right, over 4.5 receptions for Ertz. I'd like it to be better than minus 110, but that's something I would at least look at by all means.
So over on Ertz because of Goddard's absence. That makes sense.
Well, it's something to think about.
Yeah.
It's something, right?
Is Goddard playing, though? I mean, that's the thing. I don't think Goddard's playing, so that might be up a little more than usual because Goddard's not going to be here.
Right. As soon as Goddard gets ruled out, we saw this last Thursday night in that Seahawks game, where Chris Carson gets ruled out late and nobody flinches because it doesn't impact the line. Meanwhile, in 20 minutes of being ruled out, if that, maybe 10 minutes, Russell Wilson's rushing prop jumped up 4 yards. Wow. So you're right, Barrett. These player props, man, they move so fast.
Yeah.
So you're right, Barrett. Like this thing, if Dallas Goedert gets officially ruled out, this might jump up to 45.5 easily, and then you're in. At least you're in.
But get in now, huh?
Getting back to Rager.
That's the thing. Like, sorry?
No, go ahead. Finish.
Oh, I was going to say, you've done your job. That's basically how it's always been explained to me is, you've done your job by beating the line. You got in ahead. Doesn't mean it's going to hit. Doesn't always guarantee it's going to hit. But when it does, you've made the right decision.
Yeah, you got the value out of it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Now, getting back to Rager, there may have been a concerted effort for them to get him involved in that game plan last week early, and he dropped the football. Remember? I think it might have been the first or second play of the game. He's open, and he just flat dropped it. And, that's something where if you're Jalen Hurts, maybe you're just not thinking about Jalen Rager much after that. It's like, make a play early.
But see,
he was targeted.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are right about that, but the only difference is, we all know our quarterback right now. Hurts is always going to say, all right, I'm going to keep it going, buddy. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to get the ball to you. That's the only reason why I'm thinking that. He's going to be one of those guys like, hey, I still got you. I'm still going to get the ball to you.
Is that the dog mentality that you're speaking of, Barrett?
That's what it is.
The next play.
Wait a second.
That's exactly what it is, man. Oh, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it, man.
Jalen Hurts on a T-shirt.
I am so out on dog mentality. I am a cat guy. I am not a dog guy.
Are you really a cat guy?
I am a cat guy. Yes, I am.
I'm allergic to cats, but
I'm out on you.
But looking at it,
he was targeted 5 times last week.
Yeah.
And,
think about that.
You can't keep bumping your head against the wall either. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't bump your head against the wall.
The number is 40.5, right? Rager was targeted 5 times. He had 3 catches last week for only 24 yards. So
wow.
he really has to. You're right, though. Like, they may get him involved, short stuff, quick stuff, but he still has to break something.
Right.
He still has to get behind somebody.
Well,
and
that's his biggest asset, though, Shan. That's his biggest asset.
But he hasn't done that in 2 straight weeks, and that's my point. Even given, right, like he was targeted 5 times in this offense last week. He caught 3 of those targets. Harry mentioned the drop, and it was all and still like 3 for 24. Hey, that's good, but then that's it. Like it's not a large, it's volume, right? Devontae Smith has volume. I know Devontae Smith is going to get 8 to 10 targets minimum tonight, so I can place a wager on Devontae Smith knowing that he's going to get volume when it comes to targets. Same thing with Ertz. You know, Ertz is targeted more last week and really overall than Dallas Goedert. So while Goddard is the younger, sexier name to talk about and all, Zach Ertz has been targeted more, especially in the red zone. So volume, that's where I can kind of play it. Now, he only caught 1 of his 6 targets last week, but still, point being is that there's volume to these guys. I don't know if I can count on volume alone with Rager. That's all.
Well, don't let
a lot of juice out of Rager here, man.
Well, you know what? Don't let facts of his performance, getting away with, what Hurts is going to do. Okay. No, but in serious business, man. I think they're going to go in with the same game plan they had early in the game against Kansas City. Get the ball out of his hands pretty quick. A bunch of quick stuff, and we know that's exactly what Rager specializes in. Well. All right.
Wait. You just said specializes.
I'm trying to get it past you.
No. I don't know that there is a specialty
yet. I don't even need to see you to know you're both sitting there.
But yeah, man. But I see this. And it may be one of those situations, just like look at Ertz. Ertz didn't catch a lot of balls, but he was still targeted a lot because he's like a little safety blanket for Hurts. It might be the same thing. Hey, you're my guy. We came in together. Maybe we'll get this going this week. So we'll try to make it happen this week.
Barrett? I love where you're going, but at the same time, Hurts is a competitor and Hurts is a winner, and you're a winner and you're a competitor.
Yes.
And at some point it's like, hey, I love you, brother, but we got to cut bait.
Right. You're absolutely right.
And I wonder, here's the thing though. Like, I wonder if you're right, where maybe he does try to work the ball once or twice to Rager, and then next thing you know, if it's a drop, if it's nothing's materializing from it, then maybe Hurts is like, all right. Well, here's the thing. They're not doing that with Devontae. They're not doing that with Zach Ertz, right? Like, he's not moving away from those guys. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he could move away from Jalen Rager.
Well, let me ask you this,
man.
Man,
watch Jalen Rager go for $150.
Right.
I know. They end up winning this game tonight, Eytan, and it's going to be known forever as the Rager game. Yep.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, man. Shan,
amazing.
From a defensive standpoint, are there anything out there in defense you like, especially with the Eagles defense? Because I'm thinking this may be a great game for McLeod and his ability to be that center field guy, and I'm telling you, man, Brady's gonna try to push that ball on the field, and that's when he gives up a lot of big plays, man. When he tries to push the ball down the field to like Mike Evans because he's not feeling. Because I saw him on the sideline, he was pouting a little bit last week because he wasn't getting the ball down the field as much as he would have liked to. So you think he can overcompensate for that and try to get the ball down the field, which makes McLeod look pretty good, because that's what he specializes in, those deep passes and being that center fielder for this defense.
Yeah, so you look at Brady throwing an interception would be definitely something that I don't think would be favorable to yet. So you probably get a pretty good return on that. Just, you can go individually if you really wanted to and, bet Alex Singleton tackles and things along those lines. But if it's just to throw an interception, Brady's over a half of interception is plus 110.
Wow.
Oh,
so
wow.
Point,
okay.
Yeah.
I'd take that.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. He doesn't throw interceptions.
Right.
So that's what you're kind of countering.
I think he threw 2 against Dallas in that opening night game, didn't he?
Yep, he did too.
Right.
So he's ready now. He needs to throw a couple, and I really think this defense is starting to be a little more optimistic as far as how they're applying pressure up front, and this is the perfect game for the players that we have, because Hargrave and Fletch, I think, will put a lot of pressure on Brady up the middle, creating that pressure. And that's where it makes him uncomfortable, because now he's throwing over guys. That's how he hurt his finger, a couple of weeks ago. But I think it's dumb thumb where they said he's still going to play. Or was it last week?
No, it was last week.
Yeah, last week.
And it's on his throwing hand.
Yeah, it's on his
right
hand.
thumb. Yeah.
So that's where you get your pressure from. That's what makes him more uncomfortable. I can remember when I was, with
get him
with
off
the
his
Steelers.
spot. That's what they say.
Get him off his spot. Press up the middle, and that pressure up the middle really puts him in a bad situation, because now he's throwing and he will not move from it, and he might hit his hand or something,
But if they're going to go up the middle, they're going to have to go through your boy Jansen, the center.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's right. The clash of the Titans right there.
John Jansen.
Jansen.
No, not John Jansen.
Not John Jansen. Not JJ.
I'll be with him tonight.
Not JJ, but
all right, Eytan, is it just too?
Yeah, the fact that he's playing is bad news, by the way.
Right.
Does it just look too easy to take the Buccaneers minus 6.5?
Yeah, I stay as far away from. I've actually had some pretty good success this year, and to the Bloomfields and Sheltons and Awesome Yos and others who have come from this show to the betting show after we're done, of course, we've done well on Thursday night, and the reason is because it's so easy to just pound the favorites,
right,
especially when the favorites on the road. But this thing has been a trend now where it's a short week, and it's just these games take a long time to get going. So I would stay as far. And here's another thing too: you're going to get a favorable result for the Bucs. So let's say you go into it thinking, "Oh, the Bucs are going to win." Okay, well, Eagles get up 7-0, 7-3. All of a sudden, you're down a little bit on that line, maybe 4.5. So I like to just wait and kind of see how these games go. But from a total standpoint, I am already in 2 times over. The first half total is 26.5. The total itself is 52.5. It's a little bit of a risk because of that third, fourth quarter where we see it start to ignite at times. But the first half is going to be slow. The first half is going to be methodical. It's going to be the Eagles. As much as they're going to try and move the ball, both of these offenses are just going to take time. And I know that sounds counterintuitive to what we see, but it's every single week. No matter how good an offense is coming into this, Cincinnati and Jacksonville, they were cooking before that. And they go into Jacksonville and hit a roadblock. It's just the nature of it. You get a sack, you get a fumble, you get an interception, you get a block punt, a missed field goal. We're going to see that again, long drive, 7 minutes off the clock for a kick off the goalpost. Just watch. This stuff happens on Thursday night. So I think that your best bet is to just live bet and see what happens on the side. But I'm all over first half under 26.5. And the total as well at 52.5.
So
first half, more of a risk.
First half under and the total under. Now, Kevin Bloomfield on the stream says, don't sweat the Thursday night picks. Just bet them. Don't sweat them. Just bet them.
Just bet them.
Yes, that's the hashtag. Don't sweat them.
Oh, man.
Just bet them. I love that.
Is that our version of keep firing then?
I think so.
Keep firing.
Yeah, because that's the Philly Godfather. He's got keep firing.
Right.
Yeah, we can't infringe on that.
No, but I'm all about that. By the way, look. I that's what I'm saying. I don't want to touch this line. Here's the thing: Tampa Bay could easily be down, and then all of a sudden come out and cover that number. The Eagles could be down. I don't trust the Eagles at all to not get a backdoor cover of 6.5 or higher, because they've got guys. It's like the Giants. They've got Daniel Jones, who not now, of course.
Not now, yeah.
That's how they were covering. They were covering these games because it was soft-ass defense at the end of these games, and Jones would break a 50-yard run, and they would get the meaningless score. And the Eagles can do that. Now, it's not meaningless when you're coming back and beating Carolina or something, but they have the ability to get downfield with some big play guys when the defense gets soft. So we'll just wait. But look, everybody thinks, oh my God, points, right? I mean, just think about it. This is how these big casinos not too far from you get built.
Right.
Is because everybody thinks one thing, and then all of a sudden it's the other. Well, what's the most obvious thing to happen? Both of these quarterbacks can throw for 500 yards, and there's going to be points up and down the board. Okay. First half, it's 10-7.
Right.
And now everybody's panicking.
Now you're cooked.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Shan, what's the rushing
Because it's
yardage for
football.
Hurts? What's the rushing yardage for Hurts? I think that's going to be a good play. I'm looking at Angry Owl on the stream, and he's saying Hurts rush for 100 yards. He could do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you Angry Owl, you might just be trying to poke us and making fun of us, but at this point, I can see Hurts really going out there and being all right. One read's not there and just hauling ass and running it. He can do that all day.
Yeah.
It's not like, Vita Vea is going to be able to run him down. That's definitely not happening. You know what I'm saying? So once he get past that first line, he could run a little bit.
That's not a good long-term strategy, but it might get you through tonight.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying, okay? But one last thing on the way out, Eytan. We got to find out. Everybody wants to know. I'm getting texts on this, legitimately. What happened to your check mark on Twitter?
Uh-oh.
It went away.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you get notified that you're no longer verified or whatever?
Did you change your name in any way?
Nope.
Wow.
I don't know.
I hate to do it to him.
We got a Krause sighting. Man. Everybody says they keep seeing the Krause hat, bro. He said, He said, stay out the frame, Krause.
Wow.
He said, stay out the frame. The stream is on you, bro.
Krause is getting heckled on the stream.
They said, look, pace yourself. No, I got stateside. I am not pacing myself. In fact, I might have me a shot in about 15 minutes.
There's 7 bottles of stateside vodka within arm's reach of Barrett, Eytan, on this set.
How many is he going to take back with him?
I have no idea. They're not infused.
About 2 or 3.
They're not infused. That's
I can always infuse myself. I have my own little recipe now, man.
Everything there.
I got a recipe now, man. It's a pretty good recipe, bro.
Okay, Eytan, thanks so much, man. Good luck with everything, all you got involved with tonight, man, and we'll talk at you soon.
All right, brother. You got it, guys.
There he is, Eytan Shander on the phone.
My man, Shan.
My man, Shan. He only gave us like 3 or 4 plays, but he's probably got about 12 or 13 working for this game tonight.
That's the under.
Yeah. That's the first half.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Then another 12 for the second half.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a short time out. We'll be back with more on the middle. Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks coming to you live from the Creative Financial Group golf outing at Union League National. Back after this.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, we got this.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with JAKIB and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
On the middle, Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks, coming to you live from the Creative Financial Group's golf outing at Union League National. And Barrett, we were sort of joking with Eytan in the previous segment about Jalen Reagor, but I really want to get your take on, forget about over-unders and things like that, but just why do you think there has been sort of an underwhelming sense of the first-round pick thus far in his NFL career, which he's very young. He's only in his second season. You know, we're through 5 games. Nobody's throwing in the towel on the kid yet. But when do you think, what do we need to see for him to have sort of that breakout game?
Well, you know, it has a lot to do with your mind catching up to your body, because his body is there. He has all the intangibles. He has the speed, quickness, size. You know, he's one of the thicker receivers we have as far as he has an NFL body. Mm-hmm. But his mind hasn't caught up to it yet, you know. Step. You know, and the reason why I know this, because I went through it before too. I was ready my rookie year to come in and be a starter because they prepared me. They told me I was going to come in and be a starter.
Right.
I went into that next year, and I was good. You know, I had another, great season. But then in my third year, they kept bringing in everybody. They brought in Steve Wallace. You know, they had just drafted Jermaine Mayberry, to take my position. So I came in. My head wasn't truly into it, so my play reflected it. It wasn't until after the third game that I said, look, if I don't, step this up, I'm going to be on the Hound. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on the Greyhound on my way back home. So I
learned that from you. I've already picked up on the Hound.
Yeah. So, from that point on, I was like, look, if I want to stay around, I want to have staying power in the league, I got to go out there and play like it's my last play. Well, he has to come in with that same type of mindset. Play each play like his last play, because he has so much potential. But potential only pays bills for so long. After a while, results have to come after that potential. Right. And at this point, he hasn't shown that he's ready to take it to the next level yet. It's up to him. In his mindset, it's not about, Hurts throwing the ball to him. It's more so about him taking the reins, showing him in practice that he's ready to go. Because you got to, not just show your coaching staff that you're ready to go out there and have plays called for you, but you got to, get on Hurts' good side and say, hey, if I throw to you, I know you're going to catch it and you're going to make something happen. Right. If he doesn't have this mindset yet, man, it's going to be hard for him to really go out and make that transition into being one of the targets that Hurts needs to use in game-type situations.
And it's not necessarily fair to him, but it's a fact that everybody is watching this guy, waiting for him to start making plays, because they see the other guy that was on the board. Remember when the Minnesota Vikings draft room went crazy? That, oh my God, I can't believe they didn't take Justin Jefferson. And he's been from day one has been producing, at a big time level, and is shows no signs of slowing down. No. So there's always going to be this comparison.
Yep.
Going forward with the fan base and people that pay attention to this team. And it's not fair maybe to him, but it's just a fact.
It's just like Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham went through that his first couple of years because what was the safety's name? I forget his name. He went to he went to Seattle.
Yeah.
The safety. Well, they were compared all the time. We could have had him instead of we got Brandon Graham. Well, Brandon Graham stood the test of time. He's been in the league, and that safety's out of the league right now. He went to the Ravens, got cut from the Ravens. Now he's not there anymore. What was his name?
Yeah, I forget.
I know the stream will tell me.
I know.
But he will always get that comparison until he makes his mind up. Jefferson, he made his mind up. I'm going to be a player.
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas, right? Earl Thomas.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you, Ash.
Appreciate that. Yep.
Didn't he play at Texas?
Yeah,
Was
he went
a
to
Texas Longhorn.
First round draft, he went to Texas.
See, I know where they went to college. I just don't remember the names.
Me too. But you have to go out there, and he will forever be judged on what Jefferson does. And doing the gritty and all that stuff. He's making plays, you know what I'm saying? He's always, out there, and he talks the talk, and he's walking the walk. I don't hear much from Jalen, man. He's got to step it up, man. And sometimes it's not necessarily that your body's not ready. It's more so your mind needs to be ready. Your mind needs to go out there and really dictate everything else. The game is it really is 80% mental and 20% physical. Because you can go out there with a mindset and be an inferior athlete to somebody, but you can outplay somebody just from your mindset being stronger and going out there and willing yourself to be a better player.
Right. Now, thus far this season, Reagor, 25 targets through 5 games. So he's getting targeted 5 times a game. 17 catches for 140 yards with 1 touchdown.
But he's got to have a mindset, I'm going to break it every time I'm given an opportunity.
Right.
I'm going to take it to the house.
That's Quez Watkins. That guy has a mindset of I'm going to take it to the house any touch I get.
Well, and he came in last year. He was he was a 5th round pick?
I believe so. Fifth or 6th down at Southern Miss.
And they were giving, they weren't giving him any reps during the season. They were giving the receiver from
Boise State kid, Hightower, right?
They were giving him all the reps.
Right.
Well, he put it in his mind, look, anytime I get an opportunity, I'm going to make something happen. And lo and behold, it comes to the Green Bay game. He takes the pill and takes the screen and takes it to the house. And from that point on, he had a mindset, I'm going to ball. I'm going to make sure I catch everything thrown to me, and I'm going to go out there and dictate tempo to the offense. You have to respect me wherever I am on the field. And his play is looking like that. So, Jalen Hurts doesn't have any problem with going deep to him and throwing the ball down the field to him because he knows he's going to catch it. He knows he's going to try to make a big play, and he's always thinking about making a big play.
All right, now do you want to get a little disappointed here?
What's that?
I'm going to give you Reagor's totals thus far through. He's played 16 games, 11 last season, and 5 thus far this year. He's got 48 catches, 536 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Jefferson. Through 21 games. So his availability has been better. He's got 121 receptions for 1,862 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's production. And he was sitting right there.
Right.
I can still see the war room for the Minnesota Vikings. They're like high-fiving.
Right. They didn't even they didn't even have the pick in yet. Once they heard, they saw that, they were like,
what?
Can you believe that?
Yep.
Oh, man. But I get disappointed in, don't start me on what's going on with Howie right now, man, because, a lot of guys that he brought in really aren't doing anything this year.
You're talking about like the free agents type guys, yeah.
They're not really
or the trades.
Right.
But like Wilson. The linebacker.
Wilson, he had me fooled, man.
You got me excited about him.
Me
actually.
too, man. He had me fooled because I was sitting back and I was thinking about. I was listening to what he was saying. Over the off season, I became a vegan. I've been not eating meat. Saying really, I'm be more so. When the season starts, pescatarian. I'm gonna make sure I only eat fish, and I'm training in yoga, and I'll be more flexible. And then he said, I'm taking martial arts.
Tom Brady?
Right. You're going to take martial arts and, become more explosive. And I have yet to see that explosiveness, I have yet to see the aggressiveness.
Well, plus you got me excited because you were saying in this defense, you were thinking like he's coming from Minnesota and Gannon is going to run similar stuff to what they did in Minnesota that he could really flourish.
Exactly, because Gannon was more aggressive, even in preseason.
Yeah.
Not preseason, I'm sorry. In pre-camp, when we were in training camp, he was aggressive. What I saw in practice, I mean, it was aggressive. They were running double eagle. We call it a bear front. Where they covered both guards in the center, and they were bringing rushers from everywhere. And I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I was looking. They went out and got a guy that's going to be more aggressive. The corners are going to play up tighter. Then we got Nelson. We already have Slay and moved Devontae Maddox into the slot. I'm like, oh, we're going to blitz and everything else.
Nope. Hasn't happened. It's like a big rope-a-dope. This whole first five games of the season has been like a rope-a-dope.
Gotcha.
We thought we were going to see this, and we're not seeing any of it.
Like, gotcha.
Crazy.
I got you. Come on, man. Because you have the athletes to do it. You can blitz. We were blitzing more with last year's defensive coordinator, who didn't have the personnel.
He hated the blitz.
Right. And he didn't even have the personnel to even cover some people when he was blitzing, but he blitzed more than Gannon right now. And I believe Gannon has the DBs that he can line up man-to-man on any receivers in the league, and they can flourish against them. They can play well against them. They won't just get beat. And, and be more aggressive because those guys out there can cover. But we're still playing off.
It's just like when I get excited when I realized they could have 3 top 10 picks. And then I realized, but that guy's going to still be here picking them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm ecstatic. Wow, we get the 3 best defensive players in the draft.
Right.
In this first top.
Will be another tight end.
Right. Yeah, they'll take Keaton Slovis out of USC as their quarterback, and he'll come in here and stink up the joint.
Right. I mean, come on, man.
Loves the Pac-12.
And why?
Yeah.
You got to go where everybody else goes.
Right.
It gets better. Go down to the SEC, man.
You don't need to put that many miles on Jeffrey's jet. Howie, you could just go down to Alabama, go down to Louisiana, Mississippi. That's Georgia. For Christ's sake. If you want defensive players, go to Athens, Georgia.
Let's send Dom down there. Dom, go look at this guy here.
Right.
Check him out, see if he's all right, man. Dom is one of those. He's a security guy, but Dom knows a lot about football.
He does?
Man. An awful lot about football. I sit down and talk to Don all day.
Now, is that from hanging out with Andy Reid for all those years?
I think so, man.
It's like osmosis. He just sort of absorbed a lot of football knowledge.
He'll let you know, this player is real, this player is not real. Who's a front runner, who's a guy that looks like Tarzan and plays like Tarzan. He'll let you know, man. He knows a lot about these players before they even come in because he's in the same meetings. He's doing the same research as these guys, and he sees that type of stuff.
Well, I guess he would probably have to investigate him a little bit first.
Exactly.
Right?
So he knows the little idiosyncrasies of, all right, this guy has done this, he's done that. You know what I mean? We probably shouldn't get him because he's going to be in trouble with this right here and that right there. So he has to be deeply involved in a lot of the stuff that they do as far as picking players.
Well, maybe, and coaches too. Maybe he's the guy that deserves the credit for Jeffrey Lurie never going after John Gruden. Right. Those 2 chances that he had. He probably had access to his emails.
Right. He probably did. Knowing Dom, man. He's got access to a lot of stuff, man. So, Dom knows stuff about me that nobody else should know, bro.
Is that right?
Right, yeah.
We need to get Dom on the phone. Let's get him on. He sounds like a good guest.
Well, he'd be a great guest, you know what I'm saying? But he'd have to kill us all if he let some of that stuff go, man.
Right? Oh, man. All right, we got a couple more minutes till we take another timeout. But I want to get your thoughts. I just set you up for this because you told me a few minutes ago that the Eagles are putting some very special offensive linemen into their Ring of Honor or the Eagles. Yes. What do they call it?
The Eagles Hall of Fame.
The Eagles Hall of Fame. Okay.
Yes. 2 guys that it's been long overdue. In fact, I'd have thought they'd have went in a year or 2 after they retired. But John Runyon and Trey Thomas.
Now I wonder why they're putting them in together.
Because they were the bookends.
Okay, but I mean, you try to drag this stuff out and make special moments for more games than just one. You know what I mean? Like tonight would be Runyon's night or Trey Thomas's night, and then 2 weeks from now they do the next guy.
Well, some guys are just
going in together.
Some guys are tied together like that. Seth Joyner and Clyde. Clyde Simmons. Both of those guys drafted the same draft. They came in together, so they're tied together. Well, Trey and Runyon are the same way. These guys are tied together at the hip, man. Because
one was drafted and the other was brought in as a free agent
from the Titans. Yeah,
from the Titans. Yeah.
So they came in, were pivotal as far as the development of this Eagles team. They helped protect a young quarterback and became virtually a guy that, that's really close to being in the Hall of Fame, and Donovan McNabb. So, you got to give them credit, man, and those two are tied together. So I can see why they did it that way.
Okay, well, that makes sense. You sold me on it.
Like, Westbrook went in by himself because, hey,
he's B. West.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? B. West,
who are you going to put with him anyway?
No, he's Batman, and he doesn't need a Robin.
Right, exactly right. That's exactly right. Dawkins goes in by himself.
Right, well, Dawkins should have, he should have had his own year. You know what I mean? I was just watching some clips of him, man, and, it's hard to believe when Dawkins first came in the league, when he just got drafted. He used to think that he was going to get cut. Throughout the entire camp, he was thinking he's going to get cut because Emmett Thomas was the defensive coordinator. And Emmett, stayed on him so much that he really thought he was going to cut. He would peek around the corner in the locker rooms. Every time he walk in the locker room, peek around the corner to see if there was a pink slip in his locker. And he did this for the 3 years I was with him.
So that was that edge that he kept. That was how he did it.
He would look. I mean, B-Dog would literally look around the corner before he didn't just walk into the locker room. It's almost like he said a little prayer and peeked around. And this is the 3 years I was with him. Peeked around the corner and looked to see if there was a pink slip in his locker.
That's amazing.
To make sure that he wasn't getting cut, man, because he always felt that he was going to get cut. So he played as such. He played every play. When he said he played every play like it was his last, he meant that because he really thought that. You know what I'm saying? He really thought he was going to get cut, man.
All right, Ball316, I never know how to say this on the stream, says that he had to throw John Runyon out of Connie Mack's bar in 2006 for standing on the outside bar. Can you imagine having that detail? First of all, he's like 6'8" to begin with, right? He's this wide, right? And he's standing on the bar, and you got to go tell him, get out.
Right, well, hold on. The thing is, Connie Mack's, though.
Yeah.
What do you know about Connie Mack's down there at 130?
I've been there.
It's closed now.
I did shows from there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Man, Connie Mack's was the spot, man.
Yeah.
In fact, I stopped going to Connie Mack's the last time it was open, like 3 years ago.
They had good wings.
Great wings and great beer, bro.
Yeah.
Great wings and great beer, man. I used to go to Connie Mack's all the time. In fact, my boy, he works at the Cherry Hill Triplex. He works at Dodge, man, and he would say, "Hey, meet me down at Connie Mack's." He's in charge of Dodge. So I bring my truck there.
Pennsauken, right?
Yeah. So triple at the complex. So I go down there, and we just get, toasted down there, man, all the time at Connie Mack's, man.
Wow.
Loved it there, man.
And then the boss lady would have to come get you and take you home.
And she would.
Yeah.
She would. Wasn't no catching a cab. I had to call her.
No, there was no Uber then either.
There was no Uber either, man. And plus there was no cabs that were coming to Connie Mack.
No. Not after 7 o'clock in the evening anyway. All right, we'll be back with more. We're live out here at the Union League National Golf Club. What a fabulous place this is. I want to get in a cart, Barrett, after the show and just spin around and see what they've done to this place, because they have, this is totally different than the golf course that I played when it was Sand Barrens.
Well, you know what? I was, trying to get here, and I got lost a couple times. So I was driving all the way back in the back where there's some nice houses out here. The course was really nice. You can see they're rebuilding some stuff on the other side of the course also, man.
Absolutely. All right, we'll be back with more on The Middle.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, we are back on the middle. Harry Mays and Barrett Brooks coming to you live from Union League National for the Creative Financial Group golf outing. And we have a special guest on the set here, Barrett. Dr. Jerry Cleary joins us, the head of the Cleary Foundation. What a day for golf that you got. How did you get this weather here, Doc?
Well, it wasn't me. It's my brother Jimmy. He doesn't take no for an answer.
Okay.
We're at the Union League.
Now, which one of the 10 brothers and sisters is he? Is he out here, right?
Jimmy is on his way.
Okay.
And my brother Joe is here all the way up from Houston.
Who's the best golfer in the Cleary clan?
Well, it's definitely not me.
I see a man in a Lulu shirt says that he's the best golfer.
I think if you ask them all, they'd give you the same answer. It's them.
Okay. But today's really, it's not really just about the golf. It's about benefiting the Cleary Foundation, right?
Yeah, it's a great day. That my brother Jim with Creative Financial Group put together to have a great outing to really benefit the Cleary Center for Newborn Specialty Care. That's part of the Jefferson Abington Health Foundation. So it's a great collaboration between Creative Financial and Jefferson Abington.
Oh man, that's definitely, man, that's great, man. Dealing with neonatal. I mean, that's tough for me personally. I do a lot of healthcare. I own a nursing agency, nursing school. And it's hard. When you deal with youth and you deal with kids, man. But I definitely got to congratulate you. That you're doing this, and it's for such a special cause.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cause, and it hits close to home.
Right.
My brother Jim is the grandfather of 3 premature babies that we took care of at Abington in our neonatal intensive care unit, and they were small babies, and he was the grandpa, Quinn the mom, and Rob the dad, and they're just fantastic family. So all this really all comes close to home. Wow,
that's amazing. I've been in those type of places. I've been in the, seen the little incubators and everything, man. And, me being so big and seeing, a precious life so small, man, that's just definitely a testament, that you have a great heart, man, a great heart.
Well, thank you. It's a great team, and it's a vast team. It takes a lot of people to take care of a tiny baby. A 1 or 2 pound baby is with you for months. Mm-hmm. And, I was thinking about it today as I was coming down. The way you take a baby from 1 pound to 10 pounds healthy, ready to go home, is slow and steady and consistent, and it requires a great team. Mm-hmm. And I would tell you that you asked who the best golfer in the Clearys was. It's my dad, right? So he could hit the ball straight down the middle, 150 yards every time, slow, steady, consistent. It's the same thing with taking a preemie from 1 pound to ready to go home to their family. great team, slow, steady, consistent.
Is there any names from the team you want to give a shout out to on our?
Well, our chief of neonatology at Abington is here today, and my partner, Dr. Eddie Chang, who leads a fantastic team at Abington now.
Yep.
Also representing Abington is our chair of the board, Dr. Jean Fitzpatrick, our former chair, Bruce Entwistle, our president of our women's board, Marianne Watson, and Jill Kyle, who's our senior vice president for institutional advancement, and a great Jefferson Abington team supporting today.
That's fantastic.
Fantastic.
You got a great day for it. Go out there and hit them straight, swing it and ding it, as I like to say.
More ding it.
It's more ding it. Yeah, that's true. That's what I've found too.
But I would wish you could take you and your staff over to the Eagles, because they need something slow and steady.
Right.
Try to develop the game, especially for tonight, when we can't just get, so caught up in winning now and understanding we got a young coaching staff, a young quarterback, just a young team, period. So we need some of your specialization, going in there, get these guys going in the right direction. If it takes slow and steady, just tell our fans, it's going to be a slow and steady process.
So you're saying this Eagles offense is still in the incubation period.
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Right.
Well, we need kids' gloves for them, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, I would tell you that we have another foundation that we're closely affiliated with. It's called Today is a Good Day, and we work very closely with them as our partners. And their philosophy is exactly that. Don't get too high with the highs. Don't get too low with the lows. It takes a lot of days, but if you have more good days than bad days, you always get there. Same with the Eagles. There'll be ups and downs.
Harry's been doing this for a long time with me. He's been working his way slowly but surely, trying to get me going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I turn the corner sometimes, but then he gets me right back on track.
We keep matriculating the ball down the field, Barrett. That's what we do here. All right, let's hear it for Dr. Jerry Cleary.
Thank you.
Great stuff. The Cleary Foundation and also Creative Financial Group, and have a fantastic day of golf.
Thank you.
There he is. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more. We'll get back into the football. We'll get it back to the Eagles, as they say, Barrett. Your old buddy Rob Ellis. We'll be back with more Eagles discussion here on The Middle on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
And welcome back to Union League National for the Creative Financial Group Golf Outing. Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks on the middle with you for about, we got another, 40, 45 minutes to go. Still a lot of football to discuss. But before we spoke with Dr. Jerry Cleary, we were talking about the Eagles that are going into the Hall of Fame tonight, the Eagles Hall of Fame, John Runyon, Trey Thomas. And I know these guys, the position is near and dear to your heart. And this was Runyon acquired to take your spot after what? Like, did he get here? Were you here at the same time and then you got moved?
No,
you had been out.
You want me to tell you the story again?
Yes.
Well, it was, put it like this. When the old coaching staff left and Andy Reid came in.
Yeah.
I left with the old coaching staff.
Okay.
So I remember I told you I went into talk to Big Red. He had just got hired.
Right.
And I go in and said, "Hey, coach, I'm willing to give you the hometown discount for me to come back and be an Eagle. I'll take less money just so I can stay here and be an Eagle for life." He said, "No, Barrett. I like you as a player, but we're going in another direction. I'm sending you to Detroit." So I'm offended now because I'm a free agent. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm going to Detroit. You know what I mean? I'm a free agent right now. You can't tell me where I'm going. I am going to go wherever I want to go. Well, 2 weeks later, when I signed with Detroit, he had already called the Detroit Lions and worked out a deal. They sent a running back here, and I ended up going to Detroit.
So you were traded.
Well, I wasn't traded, but he worked out a deal that I would go there, and he worked out a contract in which was very favorable for me. In fact, it was more money than I thought I was going to get.
Okay.
Going anywhere.
All right, well,
else,
that's cool of him. But
he did that for me, you know what I'm saying? So
but it's
I couldn't
Detroit.
be on bad for But yeah, it is Detroit.
It's Detroit, and as soon as you got there, Barry Sanders left.
Can you believe that? So that was a double dinger that I had to leave, number one. And then I get there, and the best running back to ever play the game, he leaves.
Right.
So I used to see him. I used to see him like 2:00 in the morning, because at the time, the boss lady, she was pregnant with my son, and I had to go back and shop for ice cream and stuff like that at 2:00 in the morning.
Right, for her cravings.
Right.
Yeah,
so who would I see out? But Barry said it's the only time he could go in, and at Kroger, they'd be open all night. He would go in and shop during that time so he wouldn't get bugged.
So he wouldn't get mobbed.
Yeah, so I was like, well, why are you always shopping at this time? Because I saw him like 2 or 3 times shopping at this Kroger's. We live in the same neighborhood. At 2:00 in the morning, he said, B, man, the reason I retired, man, because I wanted to go fishing with my kids. That's why I retired. I wanted to go fishing with my kids, and that's exactly what he did. He was always going fishing. I'm like, man, when you going to take me fishing? Well, every time I go fishing, man, you're at work. So,
right.
It'd be like 2 trains passing in the night. But, he wanted to spend more times with his kids, man, and that's why he retired, bro.
So that was legitimate.
Yeah, it was legitimate.
Okay, because a lot of guys say that. A lot of athletes
he was
say
legitimate
that
about it. He definitely wanted to because you don't really, for 6 months out of the year, you don't really see your kids. Even though I moved my family with me whenever I went, you really don't see them, because you get up in the morning and you don't get back until late at night. And at that time, my children were young, so they had school to get up and go to in the morning, So I would make like little rituals. Like on Tuesdays, our days off, I call it seafood, seafood night. So I let the kids, whatever you want, whatever seafood you want, I'll go get it, what I'm saying? And that's what we'll eat, for dinner. So we would cook, whatever the kids wanted for that night, on every Tuesday, because that was the only time that I had that I could be with them during the time. So, like my son, he always wanted surf and turf. He wanted a big prime rib, you know what I'm saying, and some shrimp, So, it became a big thing for us on Tuesday. So, you just don't have the time. You really miss out on a lot of stuff from your kids while you're playing in the NFL. He was tired of missing stuff for him.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, and he got out before his body really broke down.
Right,
I mean,
right.
He's not going to be walking around like Earl Campbell is today. I loved Earl Campbell as a kid, but that guy, I don't even think he can stand up straight anymore.
The punishment he took, man, he doesn't walk consistently for a long period of time. He has to get a wheelchair around, or a cart around.
Right. He looks like an OG though now, doesn't he? With that beard, I love seeing him, man.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but there's a lot of guys like that, because like I always go and get CTE tested to make sure that I'm cool. And when I go to these different facilities, I see guys that were playing, even before, even after I played, these were younger guys. I mean, they're just not there because of the punishment they've taken from all the hits and, see their bodies falling apart, your body's, giving up on you. So it's really, really a tough situation playing in NFL, but I have to admit, I would do it all over again.
You would, yeah.
I would do it all over again.
I think everybody, I did a lot of radio with Trey Thomas, too.
Right,
and I think he would do it all over again.
Yep.
I even did some with John Runyon.
Right. John, man, he's a different type of guy, man. Here he is, one of the most intense, late hitting.
He was
taking
nasty.
Everything to the way. He was nasty.
That's
player.
exactly what you want, though, on your offensive line. You need some nasty up there, right?
Exactly. His weird. But what is he now? He works for the league as a guy that hands out the fines. He reviews the fines for late hits and all that type of stuff.
Right.
So he's, he
knows what one is when he sees it.
He's done so much of it that he truly understands. He's like, man, even I couldn't get away with this, man.
Yeah, right. I hate to do it to you, but I'm gonna have to give you a fine for this because I couldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have pulled it that far, man.
Right.
Come on, man. I mean, I know he's tired of seeing Derek Barnett, bro.
Yeah.
I know he has to be tired of seeing Derek, man, because he's always doing. I wonder how much he's been fined throughout his career. Because I played with a lot of guys. Like I played with Mark Carrier.
Oh yeah.
The safety from the Bears. I played with him while I was in Detroit, and he had got a late hit, and they fined him $15,000 for it. Later on in the season, like week 7, he had another late hit on a receiver, and they fined him $50,000, man.
50.
Yes, $50,000. I'm like, well, how
That's
do you
a
go
pretty
from the,
big hit.
Right. I said, how do you go from the extreme, from 15,000 to 50? He said, man, you do this every single year. You get at least 3 fines a year. Well, we got to stop it somehow, man. The only way we can do it, man, is to take
Keep
the
ramping
maximum
up the
amount.
money. Yeah.
So if he went 50, so the next one would probably been like either $75,000 or $100,000.
Well, it's like maybe this should be another part-time job for you. You should work for the Eagles and hand out the fines for the guys that commit the penalties.
Right. I mean,
you've been talking about it.
Well, you know what? I mean, we had one inside our, in our meeting room with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the Steelers. We would, if you jumped off sides, that was $500. If you a holding call, that's $1,000. If you get an unsportsmanlike penalty, that was like $2,200 or something like that.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? When you 15-yard penalty, they were like, look, man, you can't hurt the team like that. So it would be like either $2,200 to $2,500 for a fine. Once you start giving that money away, you tend to think about things more so than just going ahead and doing them.
Right. Maybe they need to implement that. I'd really be dismayed to know that they already have something like that. And these guys are still committing these stupid penalties week after week after week. Like I said, they got, 44 through 5 weeks, 281 penalty yards.
That's ridiculous. They're not that good of a team to win football games with making those type of mistakes.
No, you're right. Right now, I just saw the line moved up to 7 from 6.5 at DraftKings.
Wow.
Tampa Bay favored by 7. And the total is sitting pretty steady at 52.5. Eytan's already on record saying he's going under in the total of the game and the first half total, which I think is 26.5.
Right. Well, that's legitimate because I don't know if when the farther you get into the red zone, the harder it is to pass, and they're going to have to pass in order to move the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the logistics of it, they're going to have to throw the ball in order to score. So if you have to throw the ball to score and it gets smaller serving size of yards that you're going to be having to use out there, then, less scoring for real. A lot less scoring.
All right, now I already depressed everybody that's listening because we compared Jalen Reagor's numbers with Justin Jefferson. You might want to, earmuffs for the next segment because I got to go through.
Ready, but sit down for a second.
Yeah, sit down for a second because I got to go through the Tampa Bay wide receiving core and what they've done and what they're on pace to do in this season. This is from Philly Voice, Jimmy Kempski's piece on the 5 big matchups. Number 1 he has Eagles secondary versus Bucs wide receivers. The Bucs have 3 receivers who are all on pace for over 1,000 yards receiving on the season. And you know who I'm talking about. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown. Evans, thus far, 45 targets, 29 catches, 393 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Chris Godwin, 41 targets, 20 receptions, 366 in yards, 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, 20 receptions on 29 targets for 325, 3 touchdowns. So the wide receiving group, just these 3, they do have other wide receivers, but these are the primary guys, have combined for 9 touchdowns through 5 weeks.
Simply ridiculous, man. But, it just goes to show you got the best. You got the GOAT. You got he's by far the best quarterback to ever play the game. I love Joe Montana, but I don't think there's
When
any
did you
comparison.
come to that realization? How many years have you been there? Because I've been there for quite a while.
Right, I've been there for about 5 or 6 years now,
Yeah.
Considering the fact that, he's taken – and it's not like he had the weapons that, Joe had or, all these other – Marino had.
No, he never had the Jerry Rice. He had Randy Moss for, one season, right?
Season.
And it was a brilliant season.
Exactly, Amendola. He's had guys like Amendola,
Branch.
Wes Welker, Branch.
Yeah.
Come on now.
He's
Brown.
made household names out of a guy like Wes Welker,
Exactly.
who was basically a cast-off with the Miami Dolphins. He was like a special teams guy, I think, mostly, right?
Amendola was with the Eagles and didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's right. Wasn't he on their practice squad?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
So, he's taken these average guys. He's taken average offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And made them Pro Bowlers and put them in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he never had the Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne kind of situation like Peyton did for many years.
You know, I mean, like Peyton had Saturday. Saturday was a great player.
The center,
but
yeah.
Who was you know, Tom Brady's center?
I don't know him.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
I can't name him. I can name him now. It's this Jansen fella with the red hair.
Right. That's because I love him so much, you know.
And he brings the nasty to their offensive line.
Exactly. So that's probably the best center he's ever had, man. Everybody else was just guys that, you know, they put a jersey on, you know. So, I mean, he's taken a little bit of nothing and made it to something. Now, he's had a pretty good defense for the Major Carter's career.
And he's had good tight ends.
Yeah. And
he's had some good tight ends.
He's made some great tight ends, you know. So, you know, but other than that, man, he hasn't been a guy that had an embarrassment of riches. You know, he's did it the hard way by, you know, taking his system and distributing the ball so well that you can't really lock into where he's going. And that's just a testament to how smart he is.
And speaking of that, Jimmy Kempski describes him as an assassin in the short to intermediate passing game.
Yes.
An assassin, yes. That's well put. Now, the Buccaneers also love to throw on first down. They have 43% of their pass plays are resulting in a first down. So that's I'm sorry, I misspoke. That is higher than just higher than everybody except the Chiefs, who are 43.1%.
That's because it's Kelsey.
Right.
But you know, look at the other players that he has to his, you know, to his repertoire right now. I mean, his Leonard Fournette. I mean, Gronkowski.
He can catch the ball out of the backfield too, Fournette. Right. He's not just a ground and pound guy.
And that's what really took his game to another level, because he was just basically a ground and pound guy when he was with Jacksonville. He got there, and then all of a sudden he becomes this pass-catching guru out the backfield, which helped him win a Super Bowl. You know, he takes guys and makes them better. He puts them, you know, and that's the sign of a great leader, that he maximizes everybody's potential and makes them better players, you know, and why he's going about his business.
And then Jones, Ronald Jones, USC, and then Giovanni Bernard, which is a nice pickup in the offseason that nobody's really talking about.
Flew under the radar, you know, because you can put him anywhere, and he's almost an afterthought. And all of a sudden, look, he has like 4 catches for like 80 yards, you know what I'm saying, and moving the sticks. So, you know, he has great complement of players in which he brought in, and that's what makes him the best.
All right, we're going to take a short time out. We'll be back with more. We got about another half hour to go here on The Middle, live from the Union League National for the Creative Financial Group golf outing, and the wind is starting to pick up, knocking down some placards here. We got.
It would help my game because it would push the ball back into the fairway.
Into the fairway, yeah. Okay, you use the wind to your advantage, Barrett. On the golf course.
It'd be my handicap.
All right, there we go. We'll be back with more on The Middle after a short time out.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy sh!
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of stateside vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
And welcome back to Union League National for the Creative Financial Group golf outing. Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks on the middle. And we have another special guest here up on the broadcast location, Barrett. This is Jimmy Cleary, who heads up the Cleary Foundation, which is responsible for these miracles posters that we have surrounding us here of the Forster family. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing really good. And let me correct that.
Go ahead.
I do not head up the
you
Cleary
don't.
Jerry Cleary.
Okay. Well, we spoke to Jerry.
Dr. Jerry.
Yes.
Joe Cleary over there and the entire Cleary family head up the foundation. It's called the Joseph and Mary Cleary Foundation. And it was established in, I guess, about 4 years ago, right, Jerry?
4 years?
4 years ago. And, you know, the purpose of the foundation is when the children, and you can see the miracles here, right? And, by the way, these are all my grandchildren.
Is that right?
Every one of them.
Briar?
Briar, Baylor, and Scout.
Baylor, yeah.
And you can see when they were born and what they look like today.
28 weeks to age 4 on this one here. It's unbelievable.
Look at this one over here, right?
27 weeks to age 4 months.
Yes, yes. So this is the miracle, you know, that the foundation provides, you know, and it's so important because what happens when babies leave the prenatal unit, you know, they go home with mom and dad, and they don't have a clue because during the period that they're in the neonatal unit, you know, they are getting occupational therapy, physical therapy, psychological therapy. You know, their eyes are checked, their blood's checked, and when their time is due, they go home to mom and dad. And mom and dad don't know what to do.
The challenge just doesn't end there, right?
Challenge doesn't end there, and so we've established this foundation and this home in Jenkintown where the parents and the children can come there and continue to get the same care that they got in the neonatal unit. And if you look at these children, you know, every one of them, I mean, these were babies that shouldn't have survived.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely. You know, they're in a position where, you know, a lot of their organs aren't developed yet, you know, all the way, you know, and can you imagine a parent being, you know, not having, you know, the resources to really help them as far as, you know, taking care of them, you know, at that little of an age? It was hard enough for me being a parent and, you know, my son was 8 pounds, you know what I mean? Let alone, you know, 1 to 2 pounds. I mean, that's definitely, you have to have a heart for stuff like this. Definitely a heart for this.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Yeah, about how much does Briar weigh at this point?
Briar is probably, I don't know, 32 pounds.
No, I mean, at this stage, like 2. Okay, 2 pounds. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Oh, no, when she was born.
Right.
And Scout was,
just under 2.
Under 2 pounds.
Just under 2.
That is unbelievable.
Wow.
Right.
Incredible.
And we had another baby. Kyle's baby was.
Wow.
And every one of them survived. Now, the important thing is, I'm from a family of 11, and they're all here today, most of them.
Unbelievable.
That's fantastic.
Right?
Unbelievable.
Now, my mother had 14.
Wow.
3 didn't survive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, today I would have 3 or 4, maybe 3 brothers and sisters that didn't survive because, the miracles weren't available then.
Right.
And what Jerry does with newborns, newborn special care and Abington Health, is so important because these babies would not have survived 10, 15, 20 years ago. The technology, and Jerry will talk a little bit about it more tonight, but it is imperative, all right, that we raise funds, right, to keep this family foundation going.
And that's what today's all about. I mean, what
Today's
can
all
today
about-
do for the foundation?
I'll tell you what today's going to do for this foundation. Everybody here is invited as a client from CFG.
Mm-hmm.
We did not charge anybody to come. We don't have any auction items. It's going to be, hey, who wants to put up some money, right, to help this foundation, right? And we'll raise a lot of money.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, last year we had a fantastic outing last year. I think we raised $75,000, but I think we'll
eclipse that this year.
Oh, we'll double it.
Double it. Wow.
We'll double it.
So 150.
And it'll go to, the Joseph and Mary Cleary Foundation, and it's all to support these. It's to support the children and their parents.
Yeah.
And the parents are really, I think the main focus, with making sure that these children get the care and the occupational therapy and the physical therapy and everything that they got in the hospital, that when they leave, mom and dad just don't know what to do.
They can carry it on at home.
And Barry, you said you had an 8-pound baby, and you didn't know what to do when you got home, right?
Absolutely. It's to have a kid, bring a kid home, and then all right, they just said, here, you take them now. I'm like,
right.
You can't shove them back in, rebake them a little bit.
Right.
It's one of those things where you have to be able to have a heart for that, and it's such an amazing thing that you help the parents through things like this. And then, it has to be
It's an amazing foundation. We're going to grow this. We're going to continue to do it. We'll raise millions and millions of dollars in this foundation.
That's fantastic. Now Barrett has a 193-pound baby in me. That's,
Hey, and a good story is, I was going to give you guys a little gift certificate upstairs, right? And I looked in the gift shop and I said, they got nothing to fit Barrett.
Nothing's going to fit him. Good. I don't know if they make golf shirts that fit Barrett anymore.
Look, I can't buy new cars because they're all too small for me. I have to buy old cars and make them new,
Let me see your Super Bowl ring, my man.
Here you go. You can check it out. Check it out.
There it is.
Let me.
I got that out the biggest Cracker Jack box they make.
All right.
Look at that, Jerry.
There it is, the ring.
There
All right,
it is.
Jimmy Cleary, great stuff
Yeah.
out of the Cleary Foundation. Dr. Jerry Cleary. We're going to take another timeout. We'll be back to wrap things up here from Union League National Golf Club here on the Middle.
Thank you.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz and Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fought. What's that? Huck and Fought. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
I'm at 1912 Club, formerly Plymouth and French Creek. I'm also at French Creek. And welcome back to the Union League National Golf Club for the Creative Financial Group golf outing, benefiting the Cleary Foundation. And we have another special guest up here with us, Barrett. He is the chair of institutional advancement at Jefferson. Bruce Entwistle joins us, and he's decked out with the little Huntington Valley shirt, the Olympic Club hat. This guy can play some golf. I got a funny feeling this guy has some game. No?
No.
Okay. Well,
you look the part, though. You definitely look the part.
That's half the battle. I'm trying to do.
That's half the battle, right?
Can I also say it's tough following the Clearys?
It is really tough, yeah.
Especially Jerry. I think he's got a new career on his hands here.
The microphone works for him, you know?
Plus, he looks good.
He does. He looks great. All right, tell us what you do at Jefferson and how it involves this.
I've primarily been involved, I'm at the parent board level and am chair of the Institutional Advancement Board, but my original involvement was at Abington. I grew up in Abington, and Abington has just been blessed with the spirit of philanthropy, and this is what today is all about, the spirit of philanthropy. It was founded in 1913. I can't say I remember that. Mm-hmm. I'm almost that old, but we've just been blessed with folks that are willing to give of their time and their money to worthy causes such as this.
Well, when you see those photos that we had up here in the last segment, it really brings it home, doesn't it?
It does, and if I could just give you a personal story. I had a brother that died because he was 6 weeks premature.
6 weeks?
6 weeks premature. This is 1952. And now we're looking at the miracles that the neonatal unit can do at Abington, at Jefferson Health Abington. They're saving babies that are 1 pound.
Unbelievable, yes.
And almost 20 weeks premature. So you go from 6 weeks preemie to a 23-week preemie. In just the space of 50 years, it's just incredible.
Technology has been that far, it's gone that far that, they can allow these kids in these incubators to really grow their internal organs. And, and live long, productive lives after it. It's definitely a blessing to be involved with that. So, my hat goes off to you if I had a hat on.
Well, and the neonatal unit, the NICU, is the top of its class. It's just staffed with wonderful nurses, wonderful doctors. They keep cutting-edge technology and just keep advancing the ball.
That's fantastic. And Jimmy was saying that they raised $75,000 last year, and they're looking to double it this year.
Well, that would be fantastic. It couldn't go to a better cause.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of good people out here. Definitely tell that.
Now, tell us a little bit about this golf course, because I have not played it since they took it over, but I've heard it's just amazing.
My son Jim and I used to play it years ago when it was a public course. And
Sand Barrens.
And it was a good course.
Yeah.
It was a very good course.
They had 3 9s, didn't they?
They had 3
right.
9s, and there's still 3 9s.
Okay.
And my understanding is 2 have been converted the way they want the full course to look. And I was fortunate to play one of those 9s last year, and some of these holes look like it's Pine Valley.
Right.
They have spared no expense, and it's a difficult course, but I think people, especially a day like today.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great day.
Perfect day of golf, high scores, but a lot of money raised for a great cause.
Absolutely.
He said high score.
Any prediction on the Eagles game tonight?
I think the Eagles are going to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they're going to, they'll give Tom Brady a nice reception and, put him on edge.
There you go.
Yeah, from your mouth to God's ears, let's make it happen.
Maybe Bruce can call some of the plays
right,
tonight
there we go.
on offense. Get this offense moving. All right, we appreciate it, Bruce.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Thanks a lot.
And one more time at a real short one, 60 seconds, and we're going to be back to wrap things up. And I'm going to force a prediction out of Barrett Brooks for tonight's game, because I know there's somebody back in the Wells Fargo Center that's waiting on this prediction. We'll be back with that when we return to Union League National.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. Glass is for cocktails, right?
It's for this, and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Yeah, okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Segment of the middle here on a glorious Thursday afternoon when the GOAT is in town. The champs are here. The Eagles have a big test tonight as 7-point underdogs, and Barrett Brooks is cooking up his prediction for tonight's game. We already got one out of Bruce Entwistle, so he thinks the Eagles are going to get it done.
Oh, yeah, but like I said, from his mouth to God's ears.
Right.
That's not what I said in my prediction.
Oh, no?
I put bring on the Bucks. So I'm saying in a short version.
Well, you always say bring on the Bucks, but you're meaning dollar bills. You're meaning money. Bring on the Bucks.
Not Buccaneers.
Right.
But long story long, I just say we got to temper our expectations. I want to see gradual progression in this team. Defensively, offensively, special teams keep it going, and they get better as a team. They can't stay stagnant. They got to make sure they cross their T's and dot their I's, and make sure that these penalties are under control this game.
Yeah, that would be progress if they come out of here tonight with maybe 4 penalties for 25 yards or something like that.
Acceptable.
That would be acceptable.
Exactly.
To me, I agree with you on that. This Bucs offense. They get it done with big plays. I mean, they have 28 pass plays of 20-plus yards already this season. That's in 5 games, Barrett. So they're going to try to get that going again tonight. And we just went through the whole, their 3 big wide receivers headed for 1,000-plus yard seasons. I just think they just got too much. It's sort of like what Kansas City. I'm looking at this a lot like the Kansas City game, except, Tampa's defense is nowhere near what it was when they won the Super Bowl last year because of some injuries and so forth. They're not there right now. They're vulnerable deep too. So I think if the Eagles are smart, they get Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins going. Maybe even your guy Raygor gets going in some big plays, and maybe they can put up 27 or something and keep this close into the fourth quarter.
I'm thinking if they can go out there consistently, and this would be one of the few times I say, don't bump your head against the wall. Don't keep running into the wall and saying run the ball. This would be stupid for us.
I put that in a drawer for tonight. They're not going to run the ball. I know they're not going to run the ball.
I'm totally good with them not running the ball.
Right.
But I say they're going to have to make sure that the quick game is on point. And they're going to have to, come up with some new gadget plays, some new innovations. Yeah. Maybe a couple jet sweeps here and there to Rager, try to activate him a little bit. And, just make this offense as non-predictable as they can make it.
Yeah, and also continue getting turnovers like they did. Finally, last week, the defense started to turn some people over. I mean, they got a short field on the Slay interception early on. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you're going to need to have a chance to win tonight, because I don't think you win this game unless you put up 30-plus.
You have to.
Yeah.
And, hence that's what my prediction is saying they will not do.
No. So, what do you have to give a score? Now
I got to give a score, a little synopsis of what I'm thinking this game's going to be like.
Right.
A score. So, like I said in my synopsis, saying they got 3 receivers, that on pace to have 1,000 yards.
Yep.
Number 1. Number 2, the defense is ranked number 1 as far as stopping the run. And then number 3, they got to make sure that they stay consistent and play at a high level. So the chance of doing number 3 is going to be kind of tough, but I'm saying my Birds are going to lose 31-19.
31-19.
Yep,
okay, so you're similar to some of the predictions here in the Daily News. E.J. Smith says Bucks 32-17.
Okay.
Josh Tolentino says Bucks 33, Eagles 21. That's kind of similar to you.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff McClain 31-17. So everybody's kind of on the same page here. I'm going to say the Eagles will score more than 20 points.
But they
lose the game.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. And, I mean, like I said, if they're getting better, and that's them getting better if they accomplish that.
Right.
They definitely accomplish that.
I'd like to see something develop as far as
the
identity of the offense tonight.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, so let's just say we want to see the identity begin to crystallize tonight on offense. They don't have to win the game to do that, and minimize the penalties.
Is
that too much to ask?
It might be, but I'm just saying that's a winning combination from any team but the Bucks going forward.
Right.
That's a winning combination.
All right, now let me give you in the final minute that we have here. What do you think ends up happening with Ben Simmons? Because you're not going to be on the show tomorrow, most likely, so we won't talk to you until Monday. What do you think the weekend holds for Ben Simmons and the Sixers?
Ben Simmons, reports, goes and starts to practice with him. I don't think he plays in the next 2 games because they're home games. I think they wait until they go away games, play in those away games, then come back to a hero's boo. But then I think later on he'll get back in the saddle and
so you think he's going to play for the Sixers?
Yeah.
In the regular season.
I said that before. He's going to have to play. He's got to get his trade value up so somebody will entertain trading him for something more than a box of raisins.
Yeah.
He has to do that.
Yeah.
It's totally up to him. If he comes in and plays at a high level, it'll only make him a better trade assets, which will then
which is what he wants anyway. He wants out of here.
Exactly.
So in order to make that happen, he's got to come back and just show that he's committed at least to his teammates.
Daryl Morey said, "Look, help me help you.
Right. Yeah.
Help me help you. Go on the court, do your thing, so you can help yourself and help us get a better deal so we can get you out of here."
Yeah, help me help you get to Sacramento.
Get the heck out of here.
give me Halliburton. Give me Buddy Hield.
Yes.
Give me a couple of draft picks.
Yes.
Okay?
Both guys will be perfect in our system.
Exactly. I got to tell you, the destinations do not look all that enticing. Sacramento, Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit.
And the Nets.
The Nets. What, you think they're getting Kyrie Irving for him?
I think so,
No
man.
way.
Billy King said it today.
Billy King's out of the league for saying things like that, okay? You know what Billy King is? He's now a radio guy.
Right,
okay?
right.
He's no longer a GM, and there's a reason for that. I hate to do it to my man he crushed my dream of a Temple John Chaney Final Four back in 1988.
Yes.
And I will never let him forget it, okay? Because he held Mark Macon to one of his worst games as a Temple Owl that year, and they lost that game to go to the Final Four. So I'm out on Billy King.
All right, there we go.
All right. Well, we've had a great time here. They're going to have a great day for golf and raise a heck of a lot of money for a fantastic cause here at the Creative Financial Group. Golf outing, thanks to our guests, Bruce Entwistle, Jimmy Cleary, who, man, he's a man with a microphone. That guy needs a microphone, man.
Yes.
And, of course, Dr. Jerry Cleary doing such fantastic work. And been a great show, Barrett.
Definitely enjoyed it. And
Eytan was our guest, too, today. We got to give Eytan Shander a little shout-out.
We got the Pure Bull here.
Yeah, did you get the Huck and Fot?
Yeah, and then we also got the stateside. I'm about to take a couple of stateside, some Huck and Fock, and Pure Bull.
It's Huck and Fot. That's what it says.
That's what I said, Fot.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Pure Bull dry rub, man. All right. We appreciate it, and we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah,
to
that's
talk
right.
about the Eagles game.
And I'll be shooting a commercial tomorrow.
That's right. That you're not getting paid any extra money for. That is an outrage.
That is such an outrage, man. Such an outrage.
Does your wife know about this?
No, and don't tell her, because I'd really be in trouble then.
You know what I'll do? I'll text D Gunn to go call her and tell her.
Did you know?
Yeah, let him break the news. All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned for Dan Cilio later today on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the football.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. Glasses for cocktails, right?
It's for this, and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Okay, but is the rib...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.